We will let everyone know where we are. First of all, just to welcome two of our judges to the PTS Awards 2022. We have Mr. Graham Beck of Exploring Stamps. Hi, Graham. Thank you very much for being part of the PTS Awards this year. And we also have Simon Martin Redmond. There you are, Simon. Thank you also for joining us. Unfortunately, Eva is not able to join us, but she has participated in all of the judging, and we've got some of her feedback to include in the conversation as we get through this exciting annual event. We're starting to see lots of people joining us, which is fantastic to see. I also just wanted to let you know that Simon Carson, who is the chairman of the Philatelic Traders Society, is very sorry that he can't be with us today, but wanted to share just how proud he is of all of our PTS members and our ambassadors and fellow collectors around the world for everything that everyone's done for the hobby and for the trade this year. So it's been a very exciting year indeed. As you will have seen from the nominations and voting process this year, we did open up the nominations wider than the PTS membership, and we had so many nominations, just absolute testament to the incredible work that's being done, not just for people's own businesses or collecting needs, but where people are genuinely caring about the wider hobby and the wider trade and doing things actively to promote that. So it's not the case this year that we're just talking about 4 or 5 nominations per category. In some cases, I think we had up to 20 nominations in a category. It's really, really great to see. And also, as well as the judges providing their independent assessment of those nominations, we also opened up to the People's Choice Award again this year and had hundreds of votes for our nominees. So we're very much looking forward to sharing with you the runners-up and winners of each category. Graham, would you like to just introduce yourself quickly to the people here on the call, but also live on Facebook? We'll do the same with Simon after that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Graham Beck. I produce and host a channel on YouTube all about stamp collecting and really promoting the hobby to newcomers as well as those who are experienced and enjoy it. So I'm very excited to be here. Thank you, Suzanne, for including me.
Thanks, Graham. And Simon?
Hi, I'm just a collector, but I'm very impressed with what the PTS do, and I was very honoured to be asked to be a judge. I know most, if not all, of the candidates, and as a result, it was great fun looking at the various criteria and some of the nominees. Some of the people who were nominated, I was very pleased, because if I'd have been allowed to nominate, I would have also nominated a lot of them. So yeah, it's been an honour. Thank you very much for asking me.
That's great to hear. And isn't it lovely that between us, we do know a lot of the people that are out there for doing the wonderful things. And I think that is somewhat also the power of social media and technology, keeping us all connected on what we're doing. And we've had some great events over the last 12 months, such as the London 2022 event and Stampex, as well as international events, the Great American Stamp Show and other things that are going on, which have brought the global philatelic community together. So we're all seeing the very best parts of what everyone's up to. So without further ado, I think we'll kick off. We don't want to take too long today, but we'll try and we want to also give airtime to the judges, airtime to any of the nominees that have joined us. I can see a few out there, which is fantastic to see, including some people where I think it might be like 3 in the morning or something. Let's kick off with the Ambassador of the Year Award. Now, the Ambassador of the Year Award is for PTS members only, and it is a kind of umbrella award for the PTS member who has contributed the most to the hobby, who has really gone out of their way to actively promote the trade and the hobby, and in particular in new and exciting ways. And we do these awards every year, so those new and exciting ways is really important, that each year we're just celebrating people stepping forward and continuing to fly the flag of philately. So we had a number of nominations and a wide range of sort of reasons for nominations in this award. We had PTS members such as Tony Hender, Mark Bloxham, Terry Barnett, Martin Townsend. These are all PTS members who people out there nominated as being true ambassadors of the hobby, which was fantastic to see. We also saw some rewards for some nominations, sorry, for the likes of John Davis at Stamp Active and the PTS Council themselves, which is great that the people see that the PTS Council is trying to promote the hobby. We also had nominations for, just to mention a few, Joy of Stamps, Cover Story, and Bill Barrel as well. So those are some of our nominations. I think I shall just announce the winner, and then we will go to the judges for their comments as to why they voted for those individuals to win, because actually there is a joint runner-up in this category, and that is the PTS Council. So thank you to the judges for awarding the runner-up prize to the PTS Council. I think, as I said, that goes to show that the PTS Council is trying to do everything it can to fly the flag, but we're kind of running the award. So we'll say thanks for that, and we'll focus on the joint winners for this award. So the Ambassador of the Year award goes to both Bill Barrel and John Davies at Stamp Active. Congratulations, guys. I know we've got John here. I'll just see if we've got Bill here. But in the meantime, Simon, Graham, would you like to share your reasons for voting for both Bill and John? I can see we've got John there on the screen, and we also have Sam, who works for Bill Barrel. So that's fantastic to see both of those winners here at the awards. Thank you for joining us. Graham, Simon.
Graham, you go first.
Right. So, of course, congratulations to both Bill Barrel and John Davies. I mean, John, I was at Stampex this last time around, and Stamp Active was buzzing. It was quite impressive. But what got really excited was, of course, seeing a line of students continuously marching through the actual Business Design Center, visiting the various stands. It was very exciting to have that presence again. I know it's been a while since we've been able to do that. You're going out of your way, reaching out, making sure that that kind of participation comes to Stampex. It, like I said, it generates a buzz. It gets everyone talking as well, but it's also very exciting to see that youth walking around and getting excited about the hobby. So congratulations, and please continue doing that. And then, of course, Bill Barrel. I've really gotten to know Bill this last time around at Stampex as well, although he's always got a presence at whichever stamp show he is at. You know which stand he is. You can't avoid that. But he went and took quite a risk of showing in front of me, doing the penny black, soaking off cover and putting it on camera, which has generated a massive conversation online. I know that video is reaching like 45,000, 46,000 views and so on. So it's been a really great ambassador because he's promoting the hobby in new and exciting ways. So congrats.
I too really like what Bill did, and that video that Bill did had me transfixed. I think it's fair for me to say that I had to take advice on this category because it was about an ambassador, and I wasn't sure about whether the person who got the award was classed as a trader. But I'm just reading, it should be someone who actively promotes a hobby in new and exciting ways. And in my view, there's no one that promotes the hobby more than John. All of us need youngsters in this hobby. Without youngsters, we don't have a secondary market to sell in years of the future, and that's really important. And what John does is quite remarkable. And like Graham said, Stamp Active was buzzing, absolutely buzzing. So based on the criteria, someone who actively promotes the hobby in new and exciting ways, therefore, John is, in my view, well deserving. And like Graham said, what Bill did, that video, I was on tenterhooks, and I know a lot of people, I don't know how many people viewed it, I think an awful lot, and everybody was thinking, oh my God, how brave that is. So well deserved, the pair of them.
Thanks, guys. So just to say that Stamp Active are a PTS member, and the
Good.
PTS are very proud to support Youth Philately. We have 2 Youth Philately members. We have both Stamp Active and Stamp It as well. And, you know, the PTS is open to members from a wide breadth of the hobby and trade, and anyone kind of promoting different aspects, including youth philately. Graham, how many people viewed the Bill Barrel video? Was it one of your fastest?
47,000. I think it's 47,000 now. It reached 45,000 about 2 weeks ago. So I think it's at the 47,000 mark. It's on its way to 50. Very fast. The fastest video of every video I've ever produced. It's the fastest one to get that level. So, wow.
Fantastic. So definitely an ambassador for philately, helping promote the hobby in new ways. John, congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you like to speech and say anything about?
Not really, but it's really my opportunity, firstly, to say that obviously everything that we do in Stamp Active is very much a team effort. So I really, in accepting this, it's obviously on behalf of the committee in some respects, but it's also my opportunity particularly to thank the PTS for its continuing support of enabling us to have the kids' activities at Stampex, both in the kids zone and this time with the school visits. It was great to have those 3 groups come along. And of course, underlying that, again, it's also an opportunity to thank all the dealer patrons who contribute a bit of money each year to enable us to do what we do, because we couldn't do it without that. So thank you to everyone who's been involved. We do really appreciate it.
Thanks, John. Congratulations. And you just shouted that there. If any of our members would like to become a patron of Stamp Active, I'm sure that they can get in contact with you.
Yeah, I'll be contacting them in the new year, don't worry.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah. You give them all a kick, including me. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Sam, congratulations on Bill Barrel's award.
Thank you very much. Thank you. No, I think the video's gone down far better than I think anybody could have expected, actually. It was quite a risk of my father, who unfortunately can't make it today, and I do apologise on his behalf. But no, I think the video was one part of what my father actually tries to promote in the hobby, which is just, I think it's great, actually. He goes all over the UK and worldwide, promoting the hobby the best he can with his PTS shield in tow, promotes it everywhere he can. And yeah, thank you very much for the joint award. And I'd just like to say congratulations to John as well. It's one thing we've got a stand at Stampex quite close to the entrance, and you just see all these kids just walking on by to the Stamp Active stand, and it is really nice to see. Well done, John.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that Bill's a fantastic ambassador of when he, like you say, when he's overseas. For us at the PTS, he's always sending us photos of our members that are out and about. I don't know if you're the one taking them, Sam, but he's just doing some great work. And so maybe we just go on to the People's Choice Award then, which kind of backs up the judges' awards, really. So for this People's Choice Award, where we had, oh my goodness, hundreds of votes. So thank you to everyone out there who voted for what who they wanted to win this award of the Ambassador of the Year. The runners-up in this category were both Tony Shields, so congratulations Tony, from Shields Stamp and Coins for various social media promotions and just shouting about how great the hobby is, and really great in getting some really important and good content out there across the globe, really. Another runner-up in this category was Bill Barrel. So we've talked about that. I think that it just goes to show that out there, the general public also believe that Bill's doing some incredible work for the hobby. And the winner of the People's Choice Award, the People's Choice Award for the Ambassador of the Year is Stamp Active. So congratulations again, Stamp Active and John, for that. I think that just goes to show how much the general public believe in youth philately and are really impressed with everything that you've done, and that they obviously are wanting to see even more creative and new things next year, and we as the PTS would certainly be keen to help you with that. Oh, sorry, John, I've got you on mute. I'll just ask you to unmute.
So just thank you for that recognition, and it's great to have that support from everyone. It's really greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
I'm sure the committee will be delighted.
Great. And all of our winners, you know, we've got a few prizes for you guys, but obviously you can shout out about the fact that you were, well, in your case, both joint winner of the Judges PTS Award, but also People's Choice Award. So congratulations. Thank you very much. So let's keep moving forward then. We're going to move on to the Legacy Champion of the Year Award. And this award is actually open to non-PTS award, it's non-PTS members. And the winner is someone who is actively investing their knowledge to kind of retain it for future generations in new and creative ways. So this is about someone out there, whether it's a PTS member or a non-PTS member, who's, again, doing even more than everybody else out there to invest in the future of the hobby and leave a legacy, something which can be used for many years to come. And we've seen some fantastic nominations in this space again, for both PTS members, such as, again, Bill Barrow voted in this area, Africa Stamps, we've got Grosvenor, we've got the Royal Philatelic Society, also a PTS member, but we've also had a number of non-PTS members, including the likes of John Simper at Philatelovely, Richard the Philatelist, Gary Lowe at the American Philatelic Society, and his work that he does on Twitter to create reliable and good philatelic content. Jack and the work he does for on social media, and a few others that have obviously come in to be nominated. So without further ado, we will talk about the runner-up of this award. And the runners-up are Jack Preveniers. Preveniers, is that how you pronounce it? Sorry. So someone correct me if I've got that wrong. Preveniers. And James Gavin as runners-up of those awards. So thank you very, very much. And the winner of the Legacy Champion of the Year, thanks to our judges, is Richard Philatelist. Congratulations, Richard. Let's bring you up online. And we've also got James. Thank you for joining us, James, as a runner-up of this award. Let's go to Simon and Graham and hear a little bit about why the judges awarded this category to Richard and the runners-up.
Do you want to go, Graham, or shall I?
You go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Jack, I had the pleasure of having breakfast with Jack in Monte Carlo last week. Jack is a self-professed geek. His work he's done on this latest Swedish proof, he showed more philatelic knowledge as a 23-year-old than I've got after being in the hobby for 40 years. And I like Jack a lot. James, I really liked too. But Richard, your videos make me laugh, and it's really good what you do, because they're aimed more at the beginner, and beginners need something to get them into the hobby. Your videos are superb. I do love them. Can I make one plea? Can I get either me or someone to proofread your front pages? There's a lot of spelling mistakes. As a PDAD, I don't like that. But as your videos, absolutely fantastic, gave me a joy to watch, and well deserved.
Great. So I'll jump in now. This was such a hard category.
Yeah, I agree.
This was and that's exciting, because this is a very important category, at least in my opinion. One of the things that I also think about when looking at the nominees is that while there is this passing on of knowledge, there is also a requirement that you have somebody to listen to, right? And therefore, this creation of communities is so critical in that, the ability to create communities that also trust you, enjoy your content, keep coming back for more and learning. And that's just something that I factored in which case everybody here was doing a phenomenal job. I mean, James, you are a legend as it goes in online philately. You are the digital philatelist, and you've done things that we haven't seen yet, where we badly are starving for, and that's being this concierge, this librarian of online content for the world, the digital world, who needs that access, who needs to find it. So, I mean, I can't thank you enough for what you're doing with the hobby. Also, Jack has been creating a community that is so welcoming to newcomers. There are people that walk in there and ask for help. He's guiding them, he's holding their hands, as well as the community that he's built is actually holding, they're working together and holding hands, taking everyone into the next level. John from Philater Lovely is, I mean, I'm just blown away by the work he's done. What he does and consistency on Twitter is something to talk, I could talk about for half a day, but then he's done something that no one has been able to do, and that is break through the TikTok space with Philately. And there's no one that I know that has actually been able to do that. I've failed where we've all failed. He's actually succeeded. Yeah, I mean, Suzanne, you can speak to that as well. That is, and he's done it. He's done it. He's got a community. He's got an active community. So all of them, fantastic. And anyone else I haven't mentioned. But then, of course, you've got the king of extreme, Richard Philatelist. He is phenomenal. The stuff he does is exciting. He was just at the Soccer World Cup. He took his stamps to the Soccer World Cup. That's, come on. And he's holding them out and promoting the hobby in such exciting ways that I mean, every time I get a ping that there's a new video up on Richard Philatelist, I rush to go see it because I know the stuff he's doing is fantastic, and I've been learning a lot. So I am learning so much from you, Richard. Please keep it up. The work you do is phenomenal, and congratulations to everyone here.
Can I just reiterate that? I mean, I'm just looking at my scoring sheet, and I gave 4 people 5 points on that category. I found it really, it was a hair breadth of who should be the winner. And James, the only reason you didn't win it is because Richard's aiming, in my opinion, aiming at new. And I love your portal. It's my first port of call for anything I need to go to. But it was a hairbreadth between the winner, in my opinion. Absolutely. As I said, I gave 4 people 5 points. So, yeah.
Thanks so much, guys. James, Richard, anything to say as runner-ups and winner of the Legacy Champion of the Year award? Hi, Richard.
Hi.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Can I go first?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, yes. Yes, I just came back from Qatar like 3 days ago. Yes, for the World Cup. It's called football, not soccer. I think most of us called football, right? And thank you. And thank you, Simon. Yes, I need to pay more attention about the spelling. I always make mistakes. Thank you very much.
I'll help. I'm more than happy to help.
Yes, I'm very honored to have been nominated and even to have this award. It's a big surprise to me, and big thanks to the PTS for giving me this chance, and thank you, Graham and Simon. And I have been collecting stamps for almost 20 years, but in the most of time, I was just accumulating, not really collecting or doing something about philately, because I even didn't know what a penny black is. Just until 2 years ago, it was entirely up to one person, and who is also part of the judging. Graham, you brought me into this online philately community and inspired me to open my Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTube channel. And then I got the chance to meet the wonderful persons of the PTS. And also I have been serious about philately for 2 years, but I think I'm still a beginner and still have a lot to learn. And this award is a great encouragement to me. And in the future, I hope to see more people get involved in the online philatelic community. And it's great to promote the traditional hobby in a modern way, and hope to see more nominees for the online community next year. Okay.
You just summed it
Thank
up,
you.
though. You're a beginner,
Yeah.
and as a beginner, you're bringing other beginners into the hobby. And
Yeah.
that's what's really important. They don't want people, your generation don't want people like me telling them how to collect stamps. They want people like you telling them how to collect stamps.
Well, it's like Graham said, this award is such an important award because it is about the future of the hobby. And last year, the winner of the Legacy of the Year award was Graham Beck. And you're saying that Graham inspired you, and I'm sure you're inspiring hundreds and thousands of young philatelists out there. And who knows, maybe next year we'll see a Legacy Award winner who was inspired by you and the fantastic work that you've been doing, Richard. James, do you want to talk a little bit about your platform as well? I know you were a judge last year as well. You're always here.
Always here.
Get nominated this time.
Yeah, I know, it's really good. Look, the stamp world has obviously changed quite a bit in the last 10 years. You know, when I came on board as the Rhodesian Study Circle's publicity officer, and each week, sometimes days, there's more and more new content creators coming on, sharing their collections. We're seeing material, you know, that's probably sat in a cupboard or in someone's collection that's becoming exposed now, and not just for one person, but now thousands of people. It's quite easy to put on an account, and then all of a sudden you've got thousands of followers, and it's snowballing as it goes along. There's like, I think, 150 YouTube channels now, which is probably mainly from Graham's work. It's like it's getting harder to keep up with it. So all these hidden collectors are coming out of the closets and you know, joining the hobby and making themselves known. And it's really important that we all, where we can, like, share and comment on these tweets, whether it's tweets, Instagrams, Hive now, TikTok, YouTube. Like, comment and share so we can build that community up. That's very happy to be nominated
and to receive a runner-up prize. Thank you so much. And on the People's Choice Award, again, hundreds of votes in this category. We haven't got Jack here today, I don't think. Sorry, just shout out to Jack again to say congratulations on his runner-up prize and everything he does. But we had some, again, quite a wide spread. So to Graham's point about this being a difficult category to judge, and Simon's point about, you know, the scoring sheets that the judges had being tight on this one, the People's Choice Award was very widespread in this area. And it's worth saying that a lot of our nominees in this Legacy Champion category are on social media, and we've seen them promote themselves across social media. So the number of votes in this category are somewhat reflective of the popularity, but also I've seen some fantastic feedback from followers of the PTS who've said, I didn't necessarily know many of these people, but it's been really interesting reading their stories and getting to know them. So fantastic to also just see that, you know, through these nominations, that some of these fantastic efforts that are being made to build communities are being even more widely appreciated. So in this category, as I said, there's lots of votes, which means this is pretty widespread. We've had some really strong votes for the likes of Post Crossing, for the work they're doing, investing in postal history ways of promoting the hobby, particularly among young people. Again, John and the Stamp Active team heavily nominated and voted for in this category. Jack as well, the Royal Philatelic Society, a PTS member, for the work they're doing in expertising and just hosting so much data and knowledge for the future of the hobby. But I mean, the runners up very widespread across this category, but the winner of the Legacy Champion of the Year Award 2022 People's Choice is John Simper at Philatelovely. And I'll just read John's nomination so that you guys can see a little bit about this. And I know that Graham mentioned, I think John's here, so we'll invite him to come in. But just to read John's nomination, it says, oh, wait a minute, I can't find it on my computer. It says, John creates a philatelic dynamic on my network. John is an amazing advocate for the philatelic community. When he started his Philatelovely group with the expectation of getting maybe 20 members, he is now at 116 members at the time of writing. He sends out over 7,000 stamps per month to members in 30 countries who are signed up to his company. This social media presence covers all the bases, with his A to Z daily stamp topic especially popular on Twitter. He also offers a fantastic shop where users can purchase stamps and related products at extremely reasonable prices. If a user cannot get the information from John, he is sure to find someone else in the group to provide it. So Philately is an amazing resource for any collector. And what Graham mentioned before, and I just want to say this, the consistency of John's content on Twitter and TikTok. I think I remember one time someone saying, John, it's like 11 o'clock and you haven't posted today. And he was like, oh, I need to post. He is so consistent at this. And as also Graham said, he's broken broken Philately into TikTok. A few of us are trying it and we're slowly building it. But the level of content that's on there, again, for a legacy, for future, but also the level of engagement that John has across his social media platforms is just world class, really. I've got Isabel's behind the scenes. Sorry, just to say thank you so much to Isabel for facilitating all of the awards this year and doing all the back end stuff. But I think she's asking John, I think we've got John here, but if he can maybe unmute, if he would like to speak. He doesn't have to speak, but he has won the People's Choice Award, John. Oh, I think we might have him. Have we got John? Oh, hi, John. We can see. We just need you to unmute and you're spotlighted. John, are you there? Okay, well, maybe give John a little bit of time to hopefully come back to us. And then he can talk about his People's Choice Award and tell us a little bit more about what he does and why he does it. So congratulations to John. If we don't get you online here, congratulations. A very well-deserved People's Choice Award there. Right, let's move on to the next one then. 2 more to go. So the next award is the PTS Contributor of the Year Award. And this award is to a PTS member who has gone above and beyond to promote the society, not just support their business, but support the trade and the hobby more widely. And again, we had 1, 2, 3, almost 10 nominations in the space of PTS members that are believed to be doing great things for the society and for the trade and hobby. So thank you to everyone who was nominated. I'm going to announce who the runner-up and winners are, and then hopefully we can have Graham and Simon talk a little bit more about this category. So the runner-up for the PTS Contributor of the Year Award 2022 was Charles Epting of Noble Spirit and Charles Epting of HR Harmer and Michael Cortese of Noble Spirit for the work they're doing, particularly with conversations with philatelists, but also all the work they do in general to support the PTS. But the winner of the PTS Contributor of the Year Award is Tony Shields of Shields Stamp and Coin. Congratulations, Tony. And thank you very much for joining us. The first thing I think we'll ask before Graham and Simon tell us a little bit about this category is what time are you on?
So I think about 3:30 in the morning.
Well,
and James would be familiar with that, I believe.
Thank you. Truly
it's dark out your window as well, isn't it, James?
Truly international PTS Awards Ceremony tonight. So thank you so much for joining us, Tony. Simon, do you want to tell us a little bit about your judging sheet and why Tony got your points in this category?
Tony's nominations were the comments on that. I must confess I don't know Tony that well, but his comments and what for those that nominated him were superb. And asking around, I know he's a very major supporter of the PTS, which is what the award's all about, and well deserved in my opinion.
Thanks, Simon.
And I'll echo that exactly. I mean, supporting with content, vlogs, all that kind of stuff is the kind of behavior you really want to encourage, and well done for contributing in such a way. I think there needs to be more of that throughout, and all that kind of support of new content is always phenomenal. And then also shout out to the runners-up, because they also have gone ahead and contributed in various ways. One way that stands out is just seeing how they interact live on the floor at Stampex with a streaming on their platform, on their channel, and everyone gets a bit of a tour. So all of that, all of those kinds of things are really important to keep the PTS, of course, doing what they do best, and that is promoting the hobby and building this community, as well as, of course, supporting their dealers and suppliers. So fantastic.
Yeah, if I could come in there, I mean, I do know Charles and Michael, and during lockdown, their conversations with philatelists kept a lot of people amused. Some of their conversations were really, really good. I personally did one with them, and I had a ball for over an hour talking to these two guys, and they impressed me with their absolute enthusiasm for the hobby. I mean, bearing in mind Charles is only just 30, I think. He's so enthusiastic, and that concept, they've probably got most of the world's top philatelists talking to them during that sort of 18-month period, and that in itself is a great thing to do.
Thank you. So I think, Tony, I think your award was in two parts. I think there was a number of contributors to the PTS who were contributing towards fantastic customer service to their clients and really flying the flag, it's the shield, holding up the PTS shield to customers, clients, collectors, the wider community, to say, this is what the PTS stands for. It stands for professionalism. It stands for, friendly advice and great customer service. And that was absolutely inherent in your nomination. But there was also a second aspect to contribution towards the PTS, which some, again, nominees were recognised for, which was for being there when the PTS asked for help. So when the PTS asks for contributions, blogs, social media posts, please share the following. Shield, Stamps and Coin always is there to support the PTS in that way. And so that's the kind of two parts to the award. So congratulations. Would you like to say anything?
Thank you, Suzanne. You can hear me, can't you?
Yes, we've got you.
Okay, that's great. Yes, look, I've always been a believer that if you're in the business, or for that matter in the hobby, you should very much be supporting the organisation that is your the people that represent you and that promote the hobby and the business, and that aspire to sort of all of the ethical behaviour and all those sorts of things that we all should be part of. I've been a PTS member for many years. I have on odd occasions left the organisation because I didn't foresee coming back to the UK, but my son is very, very involved, as William's son Sam is, and it's nice to see the next generation kicking in. I've very much missed going to Stampex and things like that over the last few years, partly because we've had a very severe lockdown here in Melbourne, as you may be aware. Basically, for 2.5 years, there hasn't been much happening. So doing all these things on the web, etc., has been great, because we've been able to get out, obviously, to new markets and so forth. But I've always been very, very supportive of the PTS, and I like to contribute, even from a distance, some ideas, which may or may not work. But the only difficulty always with attending annual general meetings and other such functions is just this time issue, which is not the end of the world. But 3 a.m. is at one of those times I'm thinking that's slightly later than I'm up some nights, and it's definitely earlier than I normally wake up. So
Absolutely.
But we're very, very honoured to have won this award. And if my son was a bit more keen about getting up at this time of day, he'd have been here to thank you too.
Well, thank you so much for getting up. And it is one of those things, because just for people who are not in the PTS, if we're doing like something like training sessions on, I don't know, virtual Stampex training sessions for our members, we do try and do sessions at 7 a.m, at 1 a.m, 7 p.m, so that as the UK, based on the UK, because we have an international membership, that we can meet time zones, but it doesn't always work for our Australian members, I think, are always the ones that we're asking to stay up late or get up extremely early. But I think as well, Tony, it just goes to show that, you know, our members that are international, you know, are contributing some great things to the society and to the hobby. So thank you very much for everything you do for the PTS.
One thing I was just going to say quickly is that I guess when I first joined the PTS, it was more or less a British society, but it's really become very much a world society these days. And I think that's wonderful, because I know there's IFSTA, the International Federation of Stamp Dealers Association, and so on, but the PTS are obviously much higher profile and much more active and involved with a lot more things than that organisation, for example.
Yeah, I guess we've just, the internet's made it so, hasn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, we're 24 hours a day on social media.
Yep.
Our blogs are available online. Our membership directory used to be printed in a physical book. It's now available online, so you can see member information whenever you like, and it's real time, it's updated every time we have a change on that, so it's much more reliable. And then for things like virtual Stampex, you know, that's 72 hours straight, that's around the world. These types of things that the PTS and Stampex is doing reflects the nature of the fact that there are no borders in our hobby. You know, we don't, if we need a stamp from a dealer in whatever country, we're not going to not buy because it's not in our country. We're going to you know, collect the world and trade with the world. So yeah, it's just reflective, I guess, of where we are. But this is certainly a very international group of winners and runners up and nominees, which is great to see. So congratulations, Tony. I'm just going to mention the People's Choice Award for the PTS Contributor of the Year. Again, some really great votes numbers in this space. Runners up included Charles and Michael at Conversations with Philatelists. Tony, you were also a runner up for the People's Choice Award, so congratulations on that. We also had Mark Harvey as a very well voted for in this category. But the winner of the PTS Contributor of the Year People's Choice Award is Stanley Gibbons for everything they're doing to promote the PTS and the trade. So I don't know if we've got anyone from Stanley Gibbons here. Let me just go through the people. We haven't got, no one from SG is here. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, that's Isabel, just let me know. So we'll let Stanley Gibbons know and hope we can get some commentary on that to put into a newsletter. If you're not yet signed up to the PTS newsletter, you can do so at stampexinternational.com/sign up. So let's move on to the final award, and it's the Creative Concept of the Year award. And this is someone who is developing something particularly innovative within philately, a new concept, and this is really important. It's something new for this year in 2022. And again, we had some fantastic nominations in this space, including, again, going back to the Stamp Active and the new concepts they were doing for Stampex. We had nominations from Buckingham Covers for their the work they did on their London 2022 souvenir card, and just generally doing some fantastic creative shows and exhibitions for things like Comic-Con. We had nominations for Stamp Auction Network, who supported the PTS and Stampex with Stampex online marketplace. Lots of nominations and votes there, and some other nominations, but we'll go to the runner-up of this award, which was Bill Barrell, again, for the fantastic work that he's been doing creatively. So congratulations to Bill Barrell Limited, and we've got Sam back there as the runner-up of the Creative Concepts of the Year. But the winner of this award goes to David Feldman and the Museum of Philately for the Rowland Hill Medal. So congratulations to, have we got anyone from David Feldman? No one's here because they've got an auction. Don't leave us. They've got an auction right now. Stay with us. So if we could just go to Simon or Graham to discuss the this category and where the voting.
I better first of all, as John Davis and I and Eva actually were the joint winners of the Rowland Hill Medal this year. That had nothing to do with my nomination, I can assure you. I just think it's an absolutely fantastic concept, this whole digital, the Museum of Philately.
Just talk to us a little bit about what the Rowland Hill model is for those viewers that don't know what that is.
The Rowland Hill Medal was awarded to a public vote to the exhibit on the digital museum, which those members of the public thought was the best exhibit online added to this year. They had over 1,000 votes, and therefore there were 3 joint winners, because I happen to know that all 3 winners got over 300 votes. They couldn't decide between them. Regardless of the Rowland Hill Medal, that digital museum has some of the greatest collections in the world and collectors in the world who have put their digital exhibits, large Golden Grand Prix exhibits, up onto that platform. It enables people from all over the world to see some of the great exhibits without having to go to stamp shows to see them. What it is doing, and I'm actually finding people in my own philatelic society who are fairly modest collectors, they're managing to go on to see how the great collections, exhibits, are actually formulated to encourage them to actually exhibit their items better. And I'm been exhibiting a long time and probably reached the top of my exhibiting summit now. I still go on and look at my fellow competitors and philatelists' exhibits and marvel at some of the stuff that's on that site. The fact it's free, there's no commercial imperative there from the Feldman organization. Some organizations, they'll do something for you, providing, you sign up to sell through them. No, this is absolutely free. And it's a concept, I think Marcus Orsi first came up with it, and him, Devlin Kruk and David Feldman have been great champions of it. And as I said, to me, it was the easiest winner in any of the categories. I just found it a superb platform.
Thanks, Simon, and congratulations on your Rowland Hill Medal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Graham, your thoughts on the Rowland Hill Medal and this category in general?
You're muted.
I thought this category was another tight one on my judging sheet. I echo everything Simon said about the Museum of Philately. The other key thing that I'll say in regards to the Rowland Hill medal is that it was creative in that they opened it to public voting. And I think that's creative because they're making a point of reaching philatelists worldwide who are inexperienced and experienced and just showing these collections. So it's really driving this exposure to a different or more competitive philately that a lot of the philatelists that I interact with may not have access to and may not be able to see. So it's really cool to see these collections. And by reaching out, by doing a public vote and by promoting it as a public vote through social media, I think that was brilliant. I think that is deserving of a creative award. But to shout out again to Bill Barrell, that was, of course, that definitely applies as creative. That was risky. It was fantastic. And a big shout out as well to Buckingham Covers, because Buckingham Covers, if anyone hasn't seen it, they need to go to Buckingham Covers Instagram page. I think they did it on Twitter as well. They posted what their stand looked like at Comic-Con. And that was not a typical stand of a stamp dealer or a covers dealer. That was a postal covers stand disguised as a Comic-Con event. It was just phenomenal. It's really thinking out of the box. It's thinking out of the traditional space and how to appeal to a very different collector that would be present at Comic-Con. So I was blown away by that and excited by that, and I like to see more of that as well. And that's what's exciting about these awards, is that you get to see these kinds of things, and you can start to really be inspired by some of the work, the creative work that is ongoing. And I really hope that this inspires people to do more of that, because what Buckingham Covers has done, what Bill Barrel has done, what Museum of Philately, the way it's really a change of mindset of how do you promote the hobby instead of staying in the past with how we've done it before. Let's move on. Let's try new and exciting things. So well done to all the nominees. Of course, the PTS deserves a shout out in that as well, because the PTS is continuously pushing the envelope. They're always engaging new and exciting audiences and approaching social media. John Davies again, everyone, well done. This was a tough one to judge.
It's quite interesting, Graham, that we've gone from John Davis dealing with very, very, very young stamp collectors, Richard, who's dealing with those at the beginning of their hobby, you know, the new collectors and people new to the hobby, right up now to the greatest collections in the world and the greatest collectors in the world, posting their collections on there as a legacy.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these guys, and you know, once they get their 3 large golds and a Grand Prix or a Grand Prix, you can't show them anymore. So in a lot of cases, these people then break up their collections and sell them. So now there's a permanent legacy, some of the greatest exhibits ever shown in the world, and you've also got the bit of the great collectors of the world. So we've gone from juniors, youngsters, beginners to the hobby, to people looking at your site, Graham, right up now to the greatest collectors in the world. And it's that wide spectrum, I think, is marvelous in this awards.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. And if anyone hasn't yet downloaded the Museum of Philately app, you can download that. I don't think the Rowland Hill medals, like information's on there, but certainly the exhibits are on there. So you can view the exhibits that were winners of the Rowland Hill medal on the app. Sam, I think just on you getting the runner-up on this, Bill Barrel Limited getting the runner-up on this, on the nominations, because we were nominating concept rather than member, Bill Barrel Limited was actually nominated for 2 concepts. The concept at Stampex, removing the penny blacks from cover, but also just generally how Bill and your team promote the hobby and use things like your show Roadshow. And actually, I've just been looking at the People's Choice Award, and if I add the 2 votes together for the 2 different concepts, both under Bill Barrel Limited's up the ranking, not quite top of the People's Choice, but up the ranking. So it just goes to show that it's not just about doing one creative concept. You can do loads, which I guess is what Bill does.
Yes, no, it's he just, some days he just comes up with ideas. Some are better than others, I have to say. But the one that we were able to host on Graham's platform was definitely one of his better ones, I have to say. And interesting comment you mentioned there, Graham, about thanking other participants. But I just wanted to say thank you for creating a platform where we could show such a video that we have that's generated quite a lot of interest within the hobby.
No, you're very welcome. And I have to thank you as well, because what's happening now is dealers, and Bill being one of the first, is taking these platforms seriously and not ignoring them. By recognizing that these platforms, that there are people like Richard Philatelist and myself and John from Philately Lovely, that they are avenues to grow the hobby and take your information to, and whatever exciting event you're doing. I think that is critical. And Bill he just led the way right now. He just did something.
He often does.
So,
thank you.
Absolutely wonderful. So congratulations to both the Museum of Philately Feldman on the Rowland Hill medal, and to Bill Barrel Limited. And just on the People's Choice then, to close this award, we get very tight in this category. So big strong votes for Buckingham Covers that Graham, you mentioned, looked super cool at the Comic-Con. Stamp Auction Network, lots of votes there. Bill Barrel, again, lots of votes. The Rowland Hill medal, also lots of votes in that space. And the PTS for planting trees. We are going to plant trees again next year, just to remind collectors of the impact on the environment of the philatelic trade. So we do like to try and offset that. But the winner of the Creative Concept of the Year People's Choice was once again Stamp Active for their new schools presentation and activities at Stampex, including their talks, hands-on activity, Stamp Wax auction, the big
Well done,
paddling
John.
pool full of stamps, all the creative things, the tour, getting all those kids in. So congratulations to the Stamp Active team again, John.
Thank you very much.
The people love Stamp Active and love all the things you've been doing this year. So congratulations.
We keep battling on. It was great to have so many children at the show this time. I have to say it was lovely. And I think they really had a great time. So hopefully we'll see more back.
Absolutely. So thank you very much to all of the judges this year. I know that Eva couldn't make it, but Eva's obviously, all of her scoring cards did go into this. Thank you to Simon. Thank you to Graham. Thank you to all of you that joined us today, including those nominees, runners-up and winners of the various PTS Awards 2022. Special thanks to the PTS team, in particular Isabel, for coordinating all this and making sure that the PTS can shout about the very best in philately. Before we close, Graham, Simon, anything from you?
From me, I'll just say this was fantastic. Thank you for including me. The judging was difficult. It was not easy at all, which is great. And I'm excited to see this tradition now continue, because I think it's leading the way in recognizing the work that needs to be done to promote this hobby. So thank you.
Again, thank you for giving me the honour of judging it. It's interesting, it's the second competition I've judged this year, and the other one was the digital stamp exhibition that Gibbons did earlier in the year. And the bit in that excited me the most was all the kids' entries on how the kids did their one-page display. And what with I think John and Stamp Active have won a couple of awards and been runner-up in virtually every other award. It just goes to show that we all think that, you know, the way of the future is what the kids are doing. I've got 4 grandsons of my own, and they're all getting a stamp pack for Christmas from Stamp Active. So yeah, let's start them young.
Absolutely. But I think what we said before, we've had a very wide breadth of nominees this year, from youth philately to beginner level to the world-class Grand Prix of philately. And I think on behalf of the PTS Council, just want to say how very proud we are of all of our PTS members. And we can't wait to see what amazing things our members and our associates and friends in philately do in 2023.
Yeah. Well done to all of your members. Stampex is a joy.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much to everyone who's joined us. We're going to close now. As always, follow us at PTS and Stampex on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and now on TikTok to see more information. Goodbye and happy Christmas if we don't see you before then. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.